What's up, people? MarjX79 here. First off, man, I don't. This is my first time ever doing like a quote unquote political video like this, man. But after some of the announcements that I heard today, I felt it was in my adult responsibility to give out a message of positivity, enlightenment, and just some basic knowledge, I think, of how we can bring a more positive outcome to the situation going on in the United States of America when it comes to gun violence. Our president, Mr. He who shall not be named, he announced this morning that he contributes the onslaught of gun violence going on in the country to video games, namely Fortnite, Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat. I mean, games that have been around, some of these games that have been around for years on end. And he is claiming that that is the vast majority of the reason why so many of our young people today are going on mass killing sprees and taking the lives of completely innocent people. And when I say young people, that is not in all way to try to soften the blow of what they actually are. Personally, what I think they actually are terrorists. Those are the real terrorists in the world. It is what it is, man. So I had some thoughts and concerns on just to try to show why video games is not the cause of the violent outbreaks that is going on in the country. And first and foremost, I think it's a pure situation to separate what's real and what's not real. I mean, obviously a video game is a 3D animated plane where you take a controller and you're defeating NPCs that does a pretty good job of representing like real life, but you could clearly tell that it's not real life. So feel like comparing that to the true act of buying a gun, grabbing a clip, loading said gun, charging the clip, taking said gun into a pocket, or taking an assault rifle, going into a crowded retail store. God be with all the people in El Paso, Texas. This guy went into a Walmart and unloaded multiple clips, taking out 20 souls. Innocent souls that had nothing to do with the darkness that was surrounding his soul. The same thing with Dayton, Ohio, I believe. This guy took an assault rifle and gunned down, I think it was 7 to 10 people, all within 24 hours, man. And I think just the response that the government has had in this situation is so irresponsible that it's just sad at this point. I mean, blaming the video games again, I mean, it's literally they're just looking for a way to direct the attention from the true problem, which is the NRA, the National Rifle Association. It's just, you have to, I mean, I understand the money thing, man. I'm sure the NRA is supplying a healthy amount of cheese, cheddar, security to our government. But at some point, you just have to look at the facts. And, I feel like attacking video games at this point, it's like, let me put it to you in like this kind of terms here. So say you have an iceberg and you're trying to break said iceberg. So you're attacking video games, right? So I think, if you're trying to attack video games and saying that video games is causing the young people to get the motivation to take souls, that's like, I feel like that's like you're grabbing a little ice picker and just chipping away at the outer surface of the problem. That's not really diving head first into the deep nitty gritty of the situation. You're just looking for something to blame, and so you're gonna what? So what's like the overall outcome this plan with trying to get rid of violent video games. What that's going to do is, it's like you're taking, a nice and fuzzy blanket and you're putting it over top of the iceberg, but the iceberg is still cold though, so it's eventually going to freeze the blanket over, and people are still going to go to the stores and buy rifles because it's so easy to do that. I can go out and buy whatever kind of rifle I want right now because I'm an American. And I just find that baffling, to be completely honest. And don't get me wrong, man. I'm not saying that we should take away all rifles. I'm a gun owner myself, legally. I have the gun for the protection of my family, but it's just a simple, not anything crazy. I just feel that the ban of Army assault rifles that you take into war would be so essential into ending, I would at least say, 70% of the violence in this country. I mean, if you take away weapons that are meant for war, that would take away at least 70% of the violence within this country. We are number one when it comes to mass shootings in 2019. I'm pretty sure we've been number one for at least the last decade or so, because this country has made so much money off of the sales of guns that we just cannot value the embodiment of life over money. That's all it is, man. We just, if we could look past our own greed and the ability to save a buck and understand the value of life, we would save more lives, save so many lives within that simple process. Just, I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old. I mean, I've played everything from Grand Theft Auto to Mortal Kombat to Red Dead Redemption to Fortnite to the most violent video games that you can think of. And I personally have never been emotionally influenced to replicate something violent that I have ever done in a video game. And to be completely honest, I thank my parents for that. I think, speaking of the devil, that's my 3-year-old running upstairs. I think we put the blame not only on the government's inability to walk away from their greed to protect the country, but I think we also have to blame the parents of these individuals too. I've been a dad for about 3 years now, man, and I am definitely a firm believer that there is always, darkness doesn't start from nothing. So it has to, the darkness within a person had to have started from somewhere. And I think the general rule of life that, obviously, I think, it's the darkness in a person starts from the two most important people in somebody's life, which is their parents. It could have been, one parent, two parents, whoever. But I think if us as a country could come together and pay more attention to our children and understand what's going on in our children's lives, and actually taking just a moment of time in the day to be actually interested in what our children's interests are, I think that would help dissuade somebody that is depressed or going through mental illness or just going through some of the darkest moments of their life. If they just had somebody to talk to, that would defeat the purpose of thinking that they need to go down such a dark route to end the lives. It's like trying to understand the psychology of it. It's almost like their lives are so horrendous that they want other people to feel like a shred of pain that they feel on a daily basis. I mean, I can say that I kind of understand that mentality. I mean, it's not a mentality that I've really ever experienced in my life personally. I've been blessed in my whole aspect of life. I can't front on that. But trying to understand somebody that would just does not see a way out of their current life situation. I mean, even if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking about doing something like this, just understand that there are avenues out there for you. I mean, just for me, when I was younger, my avenue was always sports, right? I played football, played basketball, like I ran track, I wrestled. I did every thing extracurricular that I could do to pour some energy into, to just to keep myself busy. I got a job. I played video games. Obviously, I collected toys, even though obviously I really didn't get serious about the toy collecting until I was an adult. But I collected toys and stuff back when I was young too. So I mean, I don't know. You just got to get up there. And here's the other thing that I've realized in life too. No matter what you're into, whether it be movies, video games, sports, anime, love, romantic comedies, just generally anything, there is an avenue for you out there. There is a group of people that are interested in the same thing as you, and they can help you correlate with somebody in society to help you get through this crazy thing that we call life. I just want people to understand that causing other people pain is not the answer, man. And then I want to take it back to the parents again. It's just, I mean, we've all been through those teenage years, parents. I mean, that is such a critical time in a young adult's life. Because when we look at all these mass shootings, I feel like they're always in the age between like 16 and like 25, and that is such a critical developmental area of life to where you're like trying to find your place in the world. So I just think that just us as parents and just all of our mentors and just people that are trying to make the world a better place. I mean, if you see somebody that is really just struggling and just needs guidance, just don't be afraid to be like, hey man, how's your day been? How's life, man? Tell me about it. So what's going on with this, man? Are you working on this project here? Are you working on this art here? Are you finishing that video game there? Are you trying to get into Evo? You trying to play this sport, man? All right, cool. Are you going to college? What are you majoring in? What are your goals and aspirations of life? Maybe it's some advice that I can give you to help you to achieve your dreams and aspirations. I think that's the main thing right there, man. If we just try to understand all of our young people's dreams and aspirations of life, to understand what exactly they want out of life, the violence would stop. These kids don't want to jump in a car and go and drive by shootings and go and buy rifles and just shoot up Walmart or shoot up schools or shoot up churches. And just I think it's the spread of the drama and the violence on social media. I saw a picture on this kid's social media that flat out he had spelled out Trump's name in assault rifles. So I think, I'm one of those people, obviously I didn't vote for Trump, but I don't want the man to completely fail either, because he's running the country that I'm in. So I would be happy if he somewhat succeeded at something, at some aspect of the country. Like, I want him to succeed because I live here. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that the attacks on Trump, I get it, dude, I get it, but I just feel like that is not helpful at all. Like, we need to go into it with a more positive aspect and not just destroy the man, even though he said some stupid stuff. He said some stupid stuff today that is the motivation for this video. But I think that's our job as social media aviators, to put out a more positive outlook on the situation instead of just pushing a negative agenda and trying to stay away from the core problems that is causing this situation to happen over and over and over and over again. I mean, it has happened in the Trump administration, it's happened in the Obama administration, it's happened to the Bush administration. This is not anything new. Mass shootings is nothing new to this country. Yeah, and a lot of people forget that too, man. This is not something that was just born yesterday. Is just something that this country just has not been able to come to the terms of an agreement to promote peace and understanding, because once again we care about money so much that we will sacrifice the lives of our countrymen so the rich can prosper and the poor and the suffering can continue to be poor and to suffer. Yes. When I first heard the statements made this morning, I was pissed off. I'm saying, I wanted to hop on Facebook and I wanted to be like, man, Trump is so stupid. Just God, I hate him so much. And then I went back and I thought about it. I was like, well, no, wait a minute, Marcus. Now let's really analyze what the propaganda and the strategy is here. So obviously they're trying to divert from what the problem actually is, and they're trying to just post the blame on something specific so the people will turn a blind eye to what the actual problem is. So if it were me here, this is what I would do to implement ways to promote gun safety and prevention in this country. The only thing we have to do is have, maybe at a state level, just have a list of everybody's, it should be listed under your social security number if you've ever been convicted of a crime, if you've ever been committed to a psych ward, if you've ever been diagnosed with depression or schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder, or just anything of a violent nature, anything like that. I feel like there should be a way to implement that into the database of every gun store within the country, right? And I think if your name falls anywhere under that list, then you should not be allowed to purchase a rifle, an assault rifle. I think that us as Americans, even if you have some issues like that, just to be able to defend yourself, you can still purchase a handgun, right? But the purchase of an assault rifle, your MR-15s, your AK-47s, no, there's no reason for you to own that. And I think that even if you are a law-abiding citizen, you've never broken the law, you've never been locked up, you've been an outstanding citizen your entire life, I think it should be every 3 months. If you want to own assault rifles like that, you should have to register those assault rifles every 3 months, get them checked for prints, get them listed, have them inspected by a proper gun manufacturer, and you should be able to explain every round that has ever been fired with that rifle to condone that you are a fully functional human being to be able to operate that weapon safely. I don't think that's too much to ask, especially in the condition that this country is in. So that's not cutting us cold turkey, but I feel like that could be a beginning to at least getting us on the right path to eliminate some of the mass shootings and keeping these weapons out of the hands of some of our damaged countrymen that need help so desperately. And I mean, if you get caught with one of these assault rifles and your name is on that database as being not allowed to have one, it should be a minimum of at least 3 to 6 months in prison. Just even on maybe not a first offense, you get some probation, but second and third offense, nah, man, that's automatic jail time. Automatic, simple as that. I mean, what could it hurt? I mean, I think that would save lives, and it would keep the gun owners happy. It would keep some of the people safe. It wouldn't help us completely, but man, that would at least be a start in the right direction. but we just have to let go of the number one issue here, which is the greed. We have to let go of the greed. That's it, man. Okay, I just had to get that off of my chest, man. Like I said, I don't know, this is like the first time I've ever did anything like this on my channel. But he was talking about video games and attacking and saying that was the main reason why these mass shootings, like every mass shooting that has ever happened, that was the reason for it, was video games. That's absolutely redundant and ridiculous and repetitive. They tried to say that in 1993 and it didn't work then. It's not going to work in 2019 either. We just need to be better parents, better mentors, a better government, and hold ourselves accountable for what we have as a people done to our country. And we need to come together as a people to right that wrong and move forward as a society like other countries have done to progress us in the right path. Okay, I'm done talking, man. So if you watched all the way through, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. YouTube.com/MarJack79. If you're interested in anything else I do on this channel, we talk about toys, Disney World, anime, video games. That's right, it's all here, man. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button too, man. No giveaways on this video. This is just a good, hopefully, you know, if I was able to save at least one person today, then this video was worth it, man. Yeah, like I have a platform, and I feel like it was within my moral responsibility to get a video like this out to promote a positive message. So if you got something from it, that makes me happy. At least one person. So, all right, man. So as always, I will see you guys on the next one. God bless, and I'll catch you guys later.